Hello, welcome to the News Broadcast Daily. And following are today's headlines.
The top legislator of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Kim Jong-nam, meets with Vietnam's top leaders. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng delivers a speech on the occasion of ASEAN's 45th founding anniversary. Two microbiology laboratories in Ho Chi Minh City achieved the globally recognized ISO standards.
The Association of Southeast Asian Nations will celebrate its 45th founding anniversary on August 8th. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng on August 7th delivered a televised speech on this occasion.
The Prime Minister affirmed that following 4.5 decades of continual expansion of cooperation and promotion of integration, ASEAN has forged an important standing in the region and the world, with recognized credit for its positive contributions to peace, stability, cooperation and development in Southeast Asia and the Asia-Pacific. The main factor that makes ASEAN standing and visibility in its capacity to maintain the unity in diversity and create synergy from the unity, solidarity and the ASEAN way. ASEAN has always promoted consensus, mutual respect and assistance, focusing on and harmonizing national interests with that of the whole community. Solidarity and unity are also key to the prestige and credibility of ASEAN in its relations with outside partners. The past 45 years also witnessed ASEAN's initiative, creativeness and adaptability in facing new developments in the region and the world. Peace, stability, security and development in the region would have been impossible without ASEAN's positive contributions. The association has adopted many important documents, such as the Treaty on Amity and Cooperation, Southeast Asia Nuclear Weapon Free Zone, ARF Vision Statement 2020, Roadmap for an ASEAN Community by 2015, ASEAN Charter, and so on. ASEAN has always attached importance to the furtherance of its cooperation with partners via the establishment of ASEAN-led regional mechanisms and cooperation forums. ASEAN's centrality has been promoted thanks to its ability to reconcile, connect and balance concerns and interests in order to work together on building an environment of peace, stability and cooperation in the region, as well as supporting efforts for connectivity and development. Formidable changes have been seen in the regional and the world and in ASEAN itself in the past 45 years. However, what remain unchanged and need to be preserved and promoted in the new context are ASEAN's norms, principles, ways of doing things and particularities. To achieve the ASEAN community by 2015, ASEAN needs to observe with flexibility and skills the following principles and guidelines. First, remain one-minded and resolved and take strong actions to complete on schedule with quality cooperation plans in all political, security, economic, cultural, social pillars in the roadmap for an ASEAN community. Second, firmly maintain the fundamental principles, stay united and unanimous, while being proactive and creative in settling emerging issues in the new development stage. Third, continually expand comprehensive cooperation with outside partners and be proactive in engaging them in the endeavors for peace, stability and development in the region. Prime Minister Dũng stressed that since joining the ASEAN 17 years ago, Vietnam always remains active, proactive and acts responsibly in contributing to the making of a strong, united, integrated ASEAN. He affirmed that ASEAN has been and will be an important pillar in Vietnam's foreign policy of independence, sovereignty, diversification, and multilateralization of international relations.
The President of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Kim Jong-nam, has met with Vietnam's top leaders during his current visit to Vietnam.
At his reception for the Korean guests on August 6th, Party General Secretary VIểT described the visit as a contribution to the consolidation and strengthening of the friendship and cooperation between the two parties, states and nations. The two leaders affirmed the importance of and wish for the unceasing consolidation of the friendship and cooperation between the two countries fostered by President Ho Chi Minh and President Kim Il-sung. They agreed on the need to maintain visits by delegations at all levels and seek practical measures to improve the efficiency of bilateral cooperation in all fields. On August 7th, Prime Minister VNA also assured Kim Jong-nam that Vietnam always attaches importance to developing ties with the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and wants to further enhance bilateral cooperation, especially in economics, trade, investment, and culture. On the Korean Peninsula issue, the Vietnamese government leader affirmed that Vietnam consistently supports a peaceful, stable, and developed Korean Peninsula, as well as dialogue, reconciliation, and peaceful reunification between the two Koreas. Kim thanked Vietnam for its decision to provide 5,000 tons supplies for the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The two sides agreed to continue to maintain visits and exchange between leaders at all levels to seek measures to improve bilateral cooperation effectiveness and strengthen collaboration at regional and international forums.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng on August 6th hosted a reception for Sang Nguyen Sanyalat, Secretary of the Lao Party Central Committee and Deputy Minister of Defense.
Sang Nguyen Sanyalat, who is also Chief of the General Political Department of the Lao People's Army, briefed his host on the outcome of the talks his delegation held with the Vietnamese counterparts. He affirmed that his ministry will continue to closely coordinate with Vietnam's Ministry of Defense to effectively implement the side protocol and activities in celebrating the current Friendship and Solidarity Year between the two nations. Trọng expressed his delight at the development of the special relationship and solidarity that Vietnam and Laos have enjoyed. He praised the close and effective coordination that the two sides, especially the two defense ministries, have implemented in various practical activities to celebrate the Vietnam-Laos Friendship and Solidarity Year. He also asked the two ministries to boost delegation exchanges, sharing information and experience, as well as helping each other to train personnel.
On August 6th, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng received the Minister for Trade of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade of the Republic of Korea, Park Tae-ho, in Hanoi.
The Prime Minister spoke highly of the outcome of the talks between Park and Vietnamese Minister of Industry and Trade Vũ Huy Hoàng, especially the launch of negotiations on a bilateral free trade agreement (FTA) between the two countries. He suggested the two countries soon complete FTA negotiations to further boost bilateral ties, particularly in economics, trade, and investment. He urged the Republic of Korea to continue to facilitate the export of Vietnamese goods, especially agricultural products, to the Korean market. Minister Park said that during his visit, the two sides have agreed on a number of measures to increase two-way trade and ensure trade balance. He added that the completion of FTA negotiations will help fulfill the goal of bringing two-way trade between the Republic of Korea and Vietnam to $25 billion in 2015.
The chairman of the Rules Committee of the House of Representatives of the United States, David Dreyer, is paying a visit to Vietnam. He met with Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh in Hanoi on August 6.
Minh said he is pleased at the developments in the relations of the two countries, including the cooperation between the two parliaments. He emphasized that economic, trade and investment fields will continue to be the main focus, as well as the motivation of the two countries' bilateral ties. The minister said that Vietnam will continue to better its investment environment, creating more favorable conditions for foreign investors, including those from the U.S. He also asked the U.S. to remove existing trade barriers for Vietnamese exports at an early date. Dreyer affirmed that the U.S. hopes to further bolster the relations between the two countries, especially in economy, trade and investment. He said he supported the removal of all obstacles for Vietnamese products, especially agricultural products, when exported to the U.S. market.
The microbiology laboratories of Phạm Ngọc Thạch Hospital and the Preventive Medicine Center in Ho Chi Minh City have achieved the globally recognized ISO standards for clinical labs.
The two facilities received the International Organization for Standardization accreditation at a ceremony in the city on August 6. They are among 6 medical labs in Vietnam to have met the global standards with assistance from the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. ISO accreditation will enable healthcare facilities to improve efficiency and ensure reliable test results, thus enhancing overall health care for patients. The U.S. is now the leading donor for laboratory quality improvement activities in Vietnam, with a total provision of $7.5 million over the past 3 years.
And we come to the end of the news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.